Hey everyone, welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Sophobia world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
I'm Jenny.
You may have noticed that Ben is not here. He went on vacation yet again and left me here with nobody. So we have my girlfriend, Jenny, filling in here at the table.
I live here.
So she was very accessible and willing to do the show with us. But first, let's thank our sponsors, starting with Gallery F,
Rotofugi,
and Strange Cat Toys, where if you use the code UVD at checkout, you'll receive 10% off your order. And this is week, I guess, 3 now of the UVD Beard Watch 2017. Only one guy here to give his comments, but so far,
I guess it's a little bit softer.
yeah. And the big thing is I'm starting to notice that this seems like it's going to last a lot longer than we thought it is. So you guys are going to get really tired of this little segment here because we said we would do it through the end of the bottle. And we are 3 weeks in and I'm not even halfway through the bottle. So this is going to be a long, long segment, but I'm pretty impressed with it. Again, if you want to grab some of those beard oils, created by Kyle Kerwin, Jeremy Fish, and Strange Cat's own Strange Cat brand. You can get those from their site, strangecattoys.com, for about $10 to $12 each, and hydrate your beard. So if you're a bearded fellow like myself, make sure to grab some of these. And if you don't believe in beard oil, neither did I, and it is definitely making a change in my beard. So head over there, grab some of those before they're gone. So the cool thing about Jenny being here is that later on in the show, we are going to talk about what everybody in the toy world is always kind of thinking in the back of their head, or at least a lot of the guys are, is what is my girlfriend going to think when she first meets me and sees all these toys? And we're going to talk about her experience and the transition through that. So we did want to knock out some news, and we tried to pick some things that I think Jenny kind of enjoys and stuff that just popped up throughout the week. So we'll start out talking about the Suck Lord and his new line of Suck panels, which will be making their return. It's the 3/23, so tomorrow, Thursday, at noon Eastern Standard Time. And they will be taking his concept of taking like old magazine ads or magazine covers or old advertising, putting them back on the wood panels, and then having a blister bubble on it with a figure inside of it. In the case of this, he showed a like alien themed, it was called Invasion of the Saucer Men. It was like an old like movie poster looking thing. And he had put a little alien looking figure inside of the bubble. So
the blister bubble? Blister bubble?
A blister bubble. So like, when like an action figure comes in.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
So the little rounded piece that the action figure comes in.
So it's like 3D.
Yeah, I mean, it hangs on the wall,
But
and then it has it has a little bubble, and that holds the figure in place. So we have an example actually within arm's reach. So we will show you.
Oh.
So a blister bubble is this front thing. So for people out there that may not know either, so the blister bubble. So back to the show. But those are going to be releasing tomorrow, 3/23 at noon Eastern Standard Time. He's only shown one so far, and it is not available. He said it was already a sold piece. So the remainder of what he has going on will release tomorrow. We'll learn more. If you're a fan of Suck Lord, it's a pretty cool way to get something very unique from him, where they're generally not multiples of it because he only has one or two of the ads. So generally, it's a one-of-a-kind type thing. So
if you donate to Suck Lord on Patreon,
yeah,
he'll send you a nice little postcard you can stick on your refrigerator.
Yeah, so we have a postcard from the one and only Suck Lord thanking us for our donation to his Patreon. So
I like it.
Cool little thing. So Jenny, what do you got for news?
So Jen and Tony Bot, my favorite. Love you guys. Reveal Fishing Friends. This piece was created for the Hober Toys.
Yep.
Skullhead Samurai Show.
Yep.
It's opening at Flap Slab, which I found out stands for float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, the things you ask. And it's opening March 24th, so also tomorrow.
No, that's Friday. So Friday, March 24th. The show will
Friday.
be the show will be taking place, and the piece looks pretty cool. Features like their little character inside of a like snowsuit
And a penguin.
Yep, with a little like add-on penguin, and he has like a fishing pole. So I'm guessing this little guy's about to go out and do some ice fishing or something along those ways. But it's a really cool representation of the work, and it features some really cool texture on the hat that they have the clay texture all the time, but it just has some really cool texture. So it was worth noting. And if
Even the coat has a lot of texture.
yeah, it does. And if you happen to be in, I believe that's Singapore. Yes, in Singapore, it's definitely something to check out. Next up, Q-Pop Gallery is excited to announce that they're teaming up with Lollygag to announce a new show. This show is called the Aloha Lollygag Group Show, and it opens on March 25th from 7 to 10 p.m. The show features Lollygag's new figure. The new figure is like a hula girl style lollygag, and she's kind of like tilted, and her skirt's kind of like holding her up a little bit, and she's got a lei and all that kind of stuff. And it's a pretty cool little figure, and looks like a bunch of artists, actually up to 45, are going to be creating custom pieces. First up, 64 Colors, Jeremiah Kettner, MJ Sue, Devil Robots, Task One, and we have many, many more that we did not write down. So those are just the ones we grabbed off the list. Looks like a cool show. If you don't know what Lollygag is, they released a figure prior to this, the basic Lollygag character. Interesting note, can be seen in Penny's apartment on Big Bang Theory, up on the top shelf in the corner. So things you know.
Love that show.
So what do you got now?
Fur Mutation, it's a play on words there, is opening at My Plastic Heart. It's a 3-person group show featuring Horrible Adorables, Plush Play, and Pop Prolific?
Prolific.
Pop Prolific.
Yep.
Your handwriting is really bad.
Oh.
And it opens Friday, April 7th from 7 to 10 p.m.
Yeah, so it's a group show featuring the masters of plush themselves, all creating original works, probably a lot of like animal inspired pieces that look like taxidermy.
So cute.
So those will be available on April 7th at My Plastic Heart. So make sure to check it out if you're in New York City. Next up on the list, we have Marbled Meats, which is a figure.
It's not what's for dinner.
So it's a figure designed by Retroband and produced by Unbox Industries. And this will be the first pre-order for a unpainted edition. This is a marbled edition. So each one is almost, individual. There are no repeats because it's all, the technique itself makes it an individual type piece. It's going to be releasing on the 25th of March at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be $200 each, and you can grab those at unboxindustries.com. So if you've been trying to grab one of these figures, the painted releases have been rather hard to get your hands on. So this is a good chance to try to secure one of the figures for your collection.
How many did you say there were going to be?
They didn't give a number. So it just said pre-orders.
Are we getting one?
Probably not, due to what we may talk about here later, which is that we are getting married and have to spend a bunch of money. So
there's always room in the budget for toys.
No, not $200 toys.
Okay, so Cause Peanuts collection. This is probably Ben's favorite bit of news. He loves the peanuts. From Uniqlo?
Yeah, it looks like Uniqlo.
Uniqlo.
I have no clue how to actually say that, so we'll just say it's Uniqlo.
Anyways, it's a clothing line featuring Cause's take on the classic Peanuts characters. It's releasing April 28th. Should be cool. We don't know much about it. They released
three. It looks like they've showed off 3 designs, which kind of feature the Cause Snoopy, and it's just kind of off to the side. I think the Woodstock was in there as well. They're just kind of weird random hits that are on the piece, but should be cool if you're a Cause fan. That's a good way to get additional Cause stuff. Similar to the Cause Jordan stuff. It seems like Cause is kind of all over the place of late, in the clothing type realm. So since Jenny is not as up to date on the news stuff, we've decided to do a review. So let me grab the figure real quick. This week, if I don't knock this thing over, we have Ron English's serial killer line, the Frankenfat edition. You can see the box is kind of like a play on the cereal boxes of your childhood. Most of the figures that so far in this line have featured a box based on the original art. If you do not know, the artwork that is on the front of the box actually originally was sparked when Ron kind of took his designs, put them on cereal boxes, and actually went into a grocery store and put them all on the shelves. And since then, that was a while ago, they've been releasing these figures. So Frankenfat was kind of a ways in the making. It was revealed a few years back at Comic-Con and then kind of came out later last year, I think. But we finally got our hands on it. The front of the box says Frankenfat, genuine artificial flavor, high fructose caviar producing goodness. Free with worthless cereal coupon on the back of the box. You get a heart defibrillator plus lead-free Chinese trinket inside.
These are so funny.
It provides 0% nutrition. They're funny because they're true. So we're going to pull it out of the box. If you want to pop it loose, I will move this out of the way. And we were smart. We actually put some additional ones on the table to give you a good idea of what it looks like with your collection.
That one.
So, what do you think? First look.
Very pink all over.
Well, Frankenberry was very pink, so it kind of makes sense.
I like it.
You like Frankenberry the cereal?
No.
I'm not a big fan either.
No.
That's not been one of my favorite cereals. So, as you can see, it looks like it fits in perfectly to scale with the other figures that they've done on the line.
He's so chubby.
So let me see here. Looks like we got pretty good paintwork. Nothing too egregious. It's all in line.
Are there any points of articulation?
Yes, the 2 feet, which I could care less about. It's almost a statue. We might as well say it's a statue.
They serve no purpose.
I mean, you can make him pigeon toed if you wanted to. Because he is kind of like nervous. He's like thinking and stuff. I don't know. It's a cool figure. I mean, it'd probably get a lot of attention. When I used to display a lot of these serial killer figures at work, they always made people laugh and people got it. And you tell them a little bit more about it and they understand the concept of it. So I think if you're a fan of Ron's work, this is going to fit in perfectly with your collection. The figure is 8.5 inches tall. And it's available for $65 from designer toy stores like Rotofugi or Strange Cat Toys. If you use our code, you'll get 10% off from Strange Cat Toys. So it's a cool figure. It's done really well. It fits in. The quality is in line with all the ones we've had before. There haven't been too many that have had egregious problems with them. So pretty happy with it. I like the way the sculpt is. It kind of has like a true lumpy feeling to it. It's not it's not perfectly, it's not like perfectly round. And a part of that is probably in the sculpting and part of that's probably in the production. So it really works to create that, like make it look like it's fat look. So
lumpy and bumpy.
Would you put this in your collection? If you had a collection?
The little bit of collection I have is pink, so probably.
So you would put that in your collection. So that kind of wraps up the review section. Make sure to grab one of these from your favorite designer toy retailers before they are gone. As for the final segment of this show, we want to take a little bit of time to talk about kind of an outsider of the toy scene. Before this, Jenny had really no information about toys, information about what was kind of going on with the designer toy world. And then she met me and found out there was this whole subculture and world going on that she had no clue about. So kind of just want to start out with first is like the first time you kind of experienced it, what was your thought, or were you turned away by it? Those kind of things. These are kind of things that people kind of worry about, is that if I meet somebody, they're going to be like, oh no, you collect toys, and kind of give them the hand. So what was your thoughts?
Well, for those of you who don't know, Travis and I met on Tinder about 2.5 years ago. When you meet someone online, you have to do your due diligence to research them on the internet. So I went through his Instagram and I saw all these photos of things that I had no idea about. So I kind of already had an idea. And then he invited me over to his house and I saw the monster shelf.
So the monster shelf is what we call the shelf that has all of my like kaiju, about a hardcore type, fall kaiju type things. So it's there's probably it's grown a lot since probably she met me, but it just has a bunch of like creepy crawly type things on it. So
It was very scary the first time I came over, but I mean, I just didn't have a lot of experience with anything. And then 2 months later, he was going to decon. So I decided, if I'm going to learn about any of this culture, this group of people, um, the best way to do that is to go to decon. And I was honestly blown away by the amount of people there and the just amount of stuff.
well, like the creators too, like not just the amount of people collecting, but also the amount of people that were exhibiting. You were
Right. And
impressed by that.
right. And just so many different types of the way to do things. And then it blew my mind. I had no idea that all these people existed and they were going around collecting toys that you can't play with at home.
So that confused you a whole lot, didn't it? The fact that we don't play with this, you just look at it.
Right. But it's a toy. But is it a toy?
It's
Or
not
is
really
it
a
art?
toy. It's the eternal question. Like, so
And now I have the hard trouble of trying to explain this to any of my friends or family. But
yeah,
we make it work.
and none of them
It's
have been
neat.
too off-putting by it. Like pushed away. You shouldn't do that. The funny thing is that as you have kind of learned more, you have picked up on people. So we'll go to like Hawaii or Detroit or somewhere, and there'd be all these murals. You'd be like, "Oh, there's Slick," or "There's Luke," or like all these different people. So she's kind of caught on throughout time, and actually has pieces of her own that she's bought or been bought for her. So she has a small collection herself. I think it's proof that what we do is not unexplainable. It's that sometimes you'll meet people that just shut down.
But I think a lot of those people just aren't into collecting or
Yeah.
have likes outside of materialistic.
Yeah.
A lot of people like cars. Okay, that's fine. But if you meet someone that is really put off by this stuff, chances are they just probably aren't a very open-minded
Yep. And I think
person.
that's the key is finding people that are open minded, not finding people that are closed minded and off put by things. Because I think you may not enjoy it, but you appreciate the fact that I like it and you took the time to learn about it. If you don't meet somebody like that, then yeah, they're going to be like, "This is dumb. You're wasting all your time and all your energy and all your money doing something that nobody really cares about." And while in the grand scheme of things, yeah, a good portion of our community, a good portion of the world does not have a clue this is going on. But the people that do know what's going on, a lot of them are very passionate about it.
Right.
And seeing that, I think, really helps open people's eyes. So, what we're saying in a way is if you do have somebody that doesn't really understand it and you happen to be near DesignerCon, bring them with you. They may find something there that they enjoy and they like, and it'll change their opinion on whether or not they think what you're doing is dumb. It could be a friend, it could be a significant other, it could be anything.
And I think when you explain it in a way that it ties back to like me per se, like one of the things that really I've always think about still, and I explain to some people, Travis will be like, "Well, did you ever listen to this album?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, like 15 years ago." And he'll be like, "Well, the person that created this album artwork also made this, and this that he has sitting in the house." And it's like normal people, I'm not going to say normal people, but people outside of the art scene don't think about those things like that. We don't think, "Oh, I wonder who made this album artwork. Maybe they're an artist who also do a different, maybe they produce toys, or maybe
prints
they
or
are
posters.
prints, or they, you just assume, I mean, me, I just assume, oh, all these artists are just like painters." And I was very wrong. I did not think sculpting toys was an art. And again, very, very wrong. I I look at some of these things, and it when Travis starts explaining them to me, it just kind of blows my mind that somebody would sit here and do this, but
They do.
they do.
And
It's pretty sweet.
another good example was you had experienced an artist that you had no clue, but it actually was a big part of your life, was that you knew the Shepherd Ferry Hope poster for Obama. It had been around forever. And as I explained more and more about what Shepherd Ferry does and all the posters and all that stuff, you became a big fan of his work.
Shepherd Ferry.
So like, there's lots of people like you that probably had that same connection to him that had no clue it was him. They just thought that was part of the Obama, campaign, and then forgot about it. And
Right.
they probably would also enjoy it as well. So sometimes it's just peeling back that layer and taking the time to seek it out that somebody won't do. But if you kind of connect to other things that are going on in the world, they kind of come down the rabbit hole with you.
These people that live in Chicago or even Richmond, you walk past these murals and you don't even think about
Yep.
the impact that they've had.
Yep. A good example of that was in Richmond. Deface, we were going to see Blink 182, had done the Blink 182 album artwork, and then we went to see a mural in Richmond that he had done as well. So it kind of, it's like, wow, these people are tied in like all over the place.
Right.
So
Everywhere. And then we saw Deface mural in Hawaii. And then a big one, I'd never been to Wynwood Walls, but I was there by myself for work.
Yep.
And I could just recognize, oh, there's London Police, or there's, whoever.
Yep.
So
slowly she's
interesting.
becoming immersed.
And it's a cool party trick. You can talk about some stuff and act like you're smart.
Yeah. So the final thing that Jenny wanted to talk about during this episode is she went around my collection and pulled out her favorite toy, which is not a designer toy by any means, but it is a fun toy. So you want to get that? So I don't even know what this thing is called, to be honest with you. If somebody wants to answer this, I feel like I should be more of a Power Ranger expert, but I am not. So she loves this thing. It's from Power Rangers Zeo. It's a fun toy because what it does,
Just watch.
it has its own party trick. So she's going to try to hold it up here, assemble it.
Head first.
Yep. Head first, legs second, then the
legs
arms.
second.
Yeah.
Head first.
So as we're kind of working our way through this,
Okay.
the toy has a cool party trick. Wait for it. Ta-da!
I love it.
So this toy is approximately 20 years old and it still works the way it's supposed to.
That was the good old days.
Yeah, and Jenny just loves this thing, so she'll just pull it out and do this all the time. So there you go.
It works every time.
She is
Every
just
time I've done it.
amazed by this thing.
I love it.
So
Also, the Power Rangers movie comes out.
this weekend, if you're a fan of Power Rangers and you're
Listen,
interested in seeing this debacle,
if you haven't seen the trailer, I was like, Travis, there's no way I'm going to the Power Rangers movie with you. It looks sweet.
it's the exact opposite feeling I had when I saw the preview.
Travis he likes to critique movies to the point where movies aren't even fun. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to go have fun with it, just to be honest. But look, there she goes. She loves that thing.
I do.
So, but that kind of wraps up the episode for the week. Thank you, Jenny, for coming on here and filling in for Mr. Ben that has to go on vacation all the time, and trying
You missed out,
to
Ben.
and
It's
trying
fun.
to help educate some people that may be worried that they'll never meet somebody or anything like that. That there are people out there.
You just might meet somebody, and then you might be getting married next month.
Yep. So April 15th, we'll be getting married. So we're excited. And now we get to,
The girlfriend experience will turn into the wife experience.
and she now gets to live with these toys for the rest of her life. So, but that wraps up the episode. As always, I'm Travis,
And I'm Jenny.
and have a great designer toy day. Thanks for checking out our video right here on youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. While you're here, make sure to give us a subscribe and a like. And if you're so gracious, you can share this video on your favorite social network. You can always give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter @urbanvinyldaily, or find us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily, and you'll be able to keep up with our latest posts and information going on in the world of UVD. If you want to help us out in more of a monetary way, you can always head over to our store, urbanvinyldaily.storeenvy.com, and check out all the awesome things we have available from great artists from all over the world. Or you can head over to our PayPal and just straight up donate to us to help us keep the lights on and keep things going by going to paypal.com and sending money over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com. And that will help us out in more ways than you know. If you want to keep up with everything going on in the world of UVD, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily.com. Or if you're interested in sponsorship information, a comment, or a question, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com and send us a message. And if it's good enough, we'll answer it right here on the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up. As always, this has been an Urban Vinyl Daily production.